Hey guys, welcome back to the NFL Beans. Today we actually have a whole lot to talk about because I don't know if you know, but today is the day where all NFL teams have to announce their 53-man squad. So I have 4 pages, and I'm 90% of that, 80% of that, but it doesn't matter, are just cuts. I have almost every team cut, because they have to announce a 53-man roster. So they had 60 men, they had to cut 6. They had to slim it down to the 53-man roster. So we're going to start off going by the news that is not cuts. We do have news that has nothing to do with cuts, some big news in that direction too. And then I'm going to go through all the cuts that I have. I'm not going to go in depth on them, but if you are a fan of the teams and you want to know what cuts they made, I'll be talking about them. I won't be going like, oh, and they cut them for this reason. I'll just be letting you know who cut them, because I like to keep the show nice and short. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is that the Chargers have signed wide receiver Keenan Allen to a 4-year, $80 million extension. He's entering the final year of a 4-year contract that he signed with them in 2016. So this should hold him as long as they don't trade him, as long as they don't trade him or release him. This should keep him until 2024. They are holding him in for the long run. All right, and also the Texans. This is the big news that everyone was talking about. Today is that the Texans have signed Deshaun Watson to a 4-year, $160 million extension, and this is massive right now. We all kind of knew they were going to keep him, but dang, that $160 million, that is a lot of money, even for an NFL player. So, that's just crazy in my opinion. It's not crazy, it makes sense, but still, wow, congratulations to him. And I think they need him. They've had quarterback trouble in the past, so the fact that they get to keep him for at least, again, until probably 2024. I don't know when his contract ends. I couldn't figure that. I couldn't find it. So, at least until 2024, possibly longer, probably longer. And the Dolphins have made a trade with the Raiders. So the Raiders are sending running back Lynn Bowden, who he's kind of like a mixed player. He was a quarterback in the second half of the year in college. He kind of moved into running back, special teams. He was a rookie this year. They sent him over to the Dolphins along with a 2021 6th-round pick, and the Raiders will get back a 4th-round pick that they previously sent over to the Dolphins. So, pretty weird trade there, but yeah. So Lynn Bowden is now with the Dolphins, and the 4th-round pick is now with the Raiders. All right, we still have more things to talk about. You notice how I'm flipping pages. The 49ers have activated Deebo Samuel, wide receiver, off of their, I think it was like injured reserve list. I don't know. So Deebo Samuel is now ready to roll. He's going to be there probably in week 1. To catch some passes from Jimmy Garoppolo. And the last thing that has nothing to do with cuts is that the Bills have signed cornerback Tre'Davious White to a 4-year, $70 million extension. This is a good thing. Their defense is very good. They just need to keep it for the long run. Now, let's get to the pages of cuts that we have here. Alright, so we're just going to go through it team by team in no particular order. So, alright, the Ravens have cut wide receiver Jaleel Scott. The Broncos have cut quarterback Brett Rypien, which now means that Jeff Driscoll is now their backup, and linebacker Josh Watson. And then the Jaguars have cut backup quarterbacks Mike Glennon and Josh Dobbs. Now, of course, they have what's his name, Jake Luton as their only backup quarterback, rookie Jake Luton, 6th-round pick. And then next, we have the Seahawks have released edge rusher Shaquem Griffin. That came out of surprise to me. I didn't expect them. They also cut wide receiver Paul Richardson, who was cut by the Washington football team earlier this offseason. And they have cut backup quarterback Anthony Gordon. Second page. We have the Patriots have cut running back Lamar Miller. He wasn't going to go anywhere. They just let him go. The Titans have cut Trevor Siemian after only signing him August 19th. That's less than a month ago he's been on the team. Of course, Trevor Siemian, very terrible. Next, the Packers have cut wide receiver Jake Kumara. This is what I want to talk about for just a split second. I'm very surprised with this, man, because they don't have very good wide receivers, tight ends, and they really need depth. And the fact that they're cutting a wide receiver right now kind of surprises me, but you know, they got to do what they got to do. The Chiefs have cut backup quarterback Matt Moore, who you remember won that game against the Broncos last year. He might not be done in the NFL. We'll see what happens to him. And backup quarterback Jordan Ta'amu, who comes from the XFL. And they also have cut running back DeAndre Washington. So they kind of cutting down on that. Next up, the Bills have cut wide receivers Duke Williams and Robert Foster. They also have cut safety Dean Marlowe and backup quarterback Davis Webb. They drafted a new backup quarterback. A lot of teams are going with only 2 quarterbacks this season. I guess they want to leave more room open for normal like wide receivers and running backs and defensive players. I guess third string quarterbacks aren't used nearly as often as they're probably worth. The Panthers have cut running back Reggie Bonifon and punter Kare Vedvik. Yep. The Washington football team has cut this is a long one. Tight end Richard Rodgers, rookie quarterback Steven Montez, safety Sean Davis, defensive end Nate Orchard, cornerback Aaron Colvin, wide receivers Trey Quinn and Cam Sims, and linebacker Donald Payne. And another thing, after all those cuts, you know who wasn't cut? Alex Smith. He still made the roster. He is still out there playing. That is insane, the fact they didn't cut him. I mean, if you think of anyone on that team, who is the guy who they're probably going to cut? Alex Smith. I mean, I'm kind of surprised they cut Trey Quinn. He had some good plays last year. Anyways, after that, another team who cut a lot, we have the Browns who cut center John Toth, backup quarterbacks Kevin Davidson and Garrett Gilbert. Of course, now their backup quarterback is Case Keenum. Wide receivers Damian Ratley and Taywan Taylor. And finally, running back Dontrell Hilliard. A lot of players being cut right now. I mean, I can imagine players today were like, please don't cut me, please don't cut me. And then they ended up getting cut. The Bengals have cut quarterbacks Brandon Allen and Jake Dalligala. They didn't cut Ryan Finley right now, which again is something that completely blindsided me. The Cardinals have cut cornerback Chris Jones. That's it. The Rams have cut cornerback Dante Dion and linebacker Clay Johnson. The Texans have cut center Greg Mance and safety Jalen Watkins. That's another surprise. Jalen Watkins is pretty good. We still have a lot left. The Colts have cut kicker Chase McLaughlin. He has a last name. Tight end Andrew Vollard and quarterback Chad Kelly. Of course, they probably didn't even got Phillip Rivers. They have the guy who already got his name, the quarterback from last year. I know his name. I just slipping out of my mind. There's a lot of players. It's hard to keep them all in your head. The Lions have cut quarterbacks David Blau. They have also cut running back Jonathan Williams. The Eagles have cut cornerback Sidney Jones and Rasul Douglas. Only like a few more teams to go. We're soldiering on. The Bears have cut kicker Cairo Santos. So Eddie Pinheiro is getting the kicker job this year. Again, so good for him after all that kicking that went over the past couple of years. He's probably going to be the kicker for the next couple of years. The Saints have cut defensive end Mario Edwards. The Falcons have cut quarterbacks Ben Kurt and Kyle Laletta, and they have also cut defensive back J.J. Wilcox. The Steelers have cut quarterback Paxton Lynch, which leaves Hodges as the third string. They also cut wide receiver Ryan Switzer, They have cut running backs Trey Edmonds and Wendell Smallwood. I technically know Ryan Switzer, just a bit, but I technically have a relation with him. Like I've never seen him. I know his grandmother. All right, that's my most connection with the NFL is that well, my old substitute math teacher from 4th grade is Ryan Switzer's grandma. I'm sorry. The Jets have cut quarterbacks David Fales and Mike White. They have also cut wide receiver Dante Moncrief. Does that mean Joe Flacco is now the second string quarterback. Why is he still in the league? Why doesn't he just retire? Does he? Because here's the thing: normally backup quarterbacks, they're staying on the league because they believe that eventually they will get a starting job. They are not on there because they want to be a backup quarterback. They expect to get some playtime. Does Joe Flacco really believe that at some point he will be the starting quarterback again? I honestly believe he's better than I think that he's better. Oh, I forgot his name. I forget people's name. He's better than the current starting quarterback for the Jets, but still, does he really think he's gonna ever be a starting? I don't know. Just retire, man. You got your Super Bowl ring. Just leave. In 20 years, no one's gonna remember that you played for the Broncos. No one's gonna remember that you were back up for the Jets. Probably start next year. The Giants have cut quarterbacks Cooper Rush and Alex Tanny, and finally, the last team we have to talk about, the Vikings have cut quarterbacks Jake Browning and Nate Stanley. Crap! Alright. This is probably my most hectic video. I enjoyed making this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also for Twitter and Instagram, I'd feel great if you went ahead and follow them. If a video is ever delayed a bit, first place you're going to hear about it is on Twitter. Like, if a video is supposed to come out one day, I end up pushing it back to another day, either because my computer's messing up, I just was lazy one day, I just felt like pushing it. Twitter is the place to go. On Instagram, I mean, I don't really post much about my channel, mostly as if you want to follow my life, I guess, go follow Instagram. I also have a Patreon. I'm trying to start a podcast where I can just sit down and talk about football for a couple hours. I would love that, but it costs a lot of money for some reason. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one. In fact, I better see you guys next week. I have a lot of stuff planned for the NFL season, and you better subscribe. Alright, see ya.